Hi, it's just me, Xchel. Hey, everybody. My wife's not here now because she abandoned me, and I went live to tell everybody about it. Doesn't feel nice being abandoned, especially by your significant other. Hi, everybody. Oh, hi. I was just telling everybody how you abandoned me.
I sneezed again. And so when I hit the intro, I was like, oh, achoo. And then I had to get a Kleenex. So
do you feel better, though?
Got a Kleenex. And so sorry if I have the sniffles. My allergies are just like cuckoo bananas. I forgot to take my Claritin today.
That's okay. Do you need to take it now?
No, even when I take my Claritin, though, sometimes it doesn't work. So now that we had this fantastically interesting opening and also it's Sip and Key.
Wait, Claritin doesn't work for you? I thought it works for like everybody.
It works, but I feel like my allergies are just kind of bad. And I'm just a special case. I'm a special woman in a special world. Here we go. Married to Survivor. Yay!
Yay!
Welcome, guys. Happy Wednesday. Survivor night. Xchel and I are here to break everything down. My chair is rolling.
Are you okay? Do you need like a minute to just like center yourself?
I think I do.
Okay. Just breathe in and out and you'll be okay. Your eyes say, I'm not doing that.
It's been a day. It's been one of those days where I'm just like feel behind on everything. I'm tired. Really? I do. I feel behind on everything. Are you multitasking?
I am multitasking, but
I can always tell when you are because you're like, oh yeah, tell me more, so I can click. You
don't have to be rude.
I'm kind of sassy today. And
you are sassy. I don't know why.
I am. Well, you just have those days. Don't you guys ever have those days? Xchel's in the spooky room. I told him to turn on more lights, but he is like,
these are all the lights I have.
I know more than you. That's what Xchel said. Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Okay, we're going to talk about episode 6 of Survivor. I'm just having one of those days where I just feel a million miles behind. I'm sneezing a lot. I feel kind of sweaty.
You should get rest.
I need some rest, I think. Yeah, I think I do. I need rest, Xchel. What else?
What? Are you putting me on the spot?
Well, no, just trying to keep the conversation rolling.
Oh, okay. That was really great.
Right. Oh my God. Smash the like, you guys, please, even though we suck so far. But smash the like. And feel free if you want to support the channel, you can subscribe, smash the like. That helps. You can also sign up on Patreon, patreon.com/Joleen Lunzer. Or you become a YouTube member and join the Leen Team. Yeah, maybe I need some chamomile too. I've had a lot of caffeine today. So there you go.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Sometimes you just have
I always say stop with the whole caffeine intake. I always go 1 Diet Coke per day. That's plenty. That doesn't have caffeine. That's just a bubbly. That's pretty good. Yeah. Lots of caffeine will make you all agitated all day.
Chef Quinones, yes. Yeah, I think I feel kind of agitated, and I'm agitated with this episode because I feel like this episode didn't have to happen.
You don't like when people do to be continueds? It's like a staple in every series.
There was no tribal.
Uh-huh.
This episode pissed me off.
Why did it make you so mad?
Thanks for sharing, Atharella. Is anyone else? Let me know in the chat. Does anyone else feel this way too? I feel like this episode, yes, there were a lot of like, obviously Jeff's like, this is something we've never seen before, but get us to a tribal, get us to a decision by the end, and we'll break it down. I got notes here, but let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let us know all your hopes and opinions and dreams and aspirations in the chat. But it pissed me off. So we start the episode, and I think it was one of those, I look to Survivor to kind of, it calms me compared to the other shows I watch. This one didn't calm me because Ricard and Shan are at each other's throats, and we're coming back from tribal. They just voted my dear Jeannie out. Okay,
so the whole show got you. The whole show got you spicy.
I'm spicy. And like Legacy say, the to be continued was annoying. Yeah, there were some great moments. I
just don't understand. To be continues are to be expected from any show. You have to be continues all the time. That drama show you just watched with Kate Winslet, every episode was a to be continued. Find out what happens next.
They give you something, and when you're expecting something from a show like Survivor for so long, maybe it's just so different from what I'm used to with Survivor that I'm thinking at least let us see what she chose or give us some kind of tribal. Give us something.
You don't like the idea of tension, I think. because this whole show was just
Oh, I love
this episode was the building of tension. I mean, you had a team that
Xchel, Survivor
won.
never has to be continued. Jelly Donut
Yeah,
said.
but they're just building tension for next week. I mean, you had a team that basically can be taken away their win by a single decision. So
That's cool, but I want to see it now. We had to go. Let's go through the episode and then we'll talk about it as we go through it. So
Okay.
Xchel loved it. Xchel thought it was Emmy award winning.
Yeah, I thought this was the season finale. I was okay with just leaving it as it was, you know. I like the episode. I think Ricard is in the right against Shan in this situation because they agreed that she would give back the note after the vote, and she requested it before the vote, which wasn't necessary at all if she was going to do what she said.
Jill, you're not helping my anger. And then Alexandra says, Joleen is so sad.
See, you can tell when you're sassy, Joleen. You can tell.
I'll be the first one to admit I'm sassy AF tonight.
I don't know why, though. There's no reason to be sassy. Even when Tilly was licking your bowl, you were sassy at Tilly.
No, I don't get sassy at Tilly.
Yeah, you did. You took it out on me, but you were sassy.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not going to take it out on sweet Tilly. Oh, you know. Well, I had to go to Chipotle. Well, here's what happened. We'll start. The night happened. Chell made a delicious dinner, but guess what? Joleen doesn't like lamb because I don't have adult tastes.
I made koftas, and they were delicious.
Can you explain? Thank you, Ashley F. Thank you so much, sweetie.
No, that's nice.
Okay. What are koftas, Chell?
Koftas are just ground lamb with parsley and mint, garlic, and some spices. And it's really good. And it's shaped like it's a tubular hamburger, Mediterranean style.
It is. So Chell was cooking. It smelled delicious. And then we went and we were able to eat outside for the first time because it's cool down in the desert. So we sat at our little outdoor table and we're eating. And then Chell said, it's ground beef. And I said, awesome. And then he said, JK, it's lamb. And then I ate a bite and I said, it's for sure lamb. And I don't like lamb. And then I felt like a butthole because you worked so hard on the dinner.
It took an hour and a half to put all together.
But I'm just like, yeah, I'm like that too. Like I struggle with chicken. The only thing I don't struggle with is steak. It's weird. I'm like, I'm a red meat woman. I'm a red meat woman. Okay. But so it was delicious. He put it over this rice and then he goes, just go to Chipotle. So then I just ordered Chipotle.
Which made you mad?
Well, no, it just, I don't know. I'm just sassy. I can't help it. So then I come back and then I missed a little bit of the episode. Well, first we missed the time we were supposed to watch the episode.
I was cooking.
5 p.m. our time because you were cooking this delicious meal, so I had to push back the live. So I just feel behind all day. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Dump some ranch on it. Yes, I'm happy. Joleen, can I have your? Is that what it's called?
No, lengua is tongue, cow tongue. In Mexico, they use all the parts. So you have brain tacos and you have tongue tacos, but de cabeza is brain and lengua is tongue. But it's just chewy. That's all it is.
Yeah. I feel like I would eat brain before I'd eat tongue. I don't like tongue because that's where bacteria is.
Well, when you cook something over a specific heat, all the bacteria dies.
Look at Atharella. Tongue? Not the lamb. I just couldn't with the lamb.
I cooked over an hour and a half because I've been trying to find my joy in cooking again. I stepped away and we were eating out a lot. And so I don't want to eat out as much as we were.
Yep.
And so then I've just been cooking the meals myself. So the last 2 days were, thanks. You liked your bacon or your loaded potato soup. You thought that was great.
Yeah. Chell made loaded potato soup, which is like my Minnesota heart. And
then breakfast has been killer. It's just
breakfast was killer. Breakfast burritos you've been making.
Yeah, potato hash with like corn in it and some dill and some rosemary. It's really good stuff.
That's what Chell said. Legacy. If I wouldn't have told you it was lamb, would you have been able to eat it? I think I would have known it was lamb because I've had lamb before and I don't like it.
I don't think so. I didn't want to lie to you though. So
anyways, that's how our night started. And then we watched, I had to go to I watched half of the episode at 5, and then I had to run to Chipotle, and then Xchel started watching it when it aired again at 6. So I had to switch the time zones on my location finder on my computer so I could watch it live on Paramount Plus.
Which I said thank you. I said thank you for doing that.
You were wonderful. And then I came back and I just shoved Chipotle down my gullet, and I was sweating. You know when you sweat when you eat? That's a bad feeling. I was sweating when I was eating. So anyways, let's get into the episode. This was fun.
Okay, so I think Ricard's in the right because Shan and him agreed that after the vote, they would get back the advantage. That's what they agreed on at first. And then Shan was totally paranoid and tried to get it back. So for Ricard's point of view, it felt like she was just going back on a deal, and then he was going to get voted out unless he had some skin in the game. And this was the only way he could really hold on to it. But then after that, it devolved, and he could have given it back the night of. Yes, I agree with that. But Ricard is like, hey, what you did was very unfair, and I thought we were a team. But, you know, as when there's two schemers together, they never trust the other one. And that's what's happening.
Listen, Xchel, why did you have to bring logic to the argument? I was going on all emotion. I was just like, shut up, Ricard. Give Shan her advantage back. I don't care that it could have been your advantage or this, that, or the other thing. I don't care that she said that you could have it until this day. I don't care. But the way you bring it up, yes. At first, it's like, okay, I can understand where Ricard's coming from for his game. It's like, we are a pair. And I feel like you're holding all these advantages and you won't even let me hold one. And also, I could have, like he said, I could have opened up Jeannie's immunity thing advantage, but I didn't.
Yeah. And then here comes Sassy Ricard, which is kind of like Sassy Joleen, which is Shan said, well, if we get another advantage in the future, you can have it. And Sassy Joleen / Ricard said, well, thank you for giving me the allowance to do that.
Permission, yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And Shan are both sassy. So it works out perfectly for TV, you know. But I still think I just agree with Shan. Like, I don't care. She, you know, she's the one that took the initiative to be like, I'm going to open it. I'm going to keep this. If he really wanted it, he should have got it. And listen, when she says give it back, you give it back. But Xchel, you did bring some logic into it. But I still was upset. But it was all this extra vote talk.
Shan has been the one of action. Ricard has been the one to contemplate these decisions before she's made those choices. So,
but
I mean, they're both equal.
Him more times, I feel like, when she gave that, like, I got him off the scent for this, I got him off the scent for that, for you. So I don't feel like he's done that at all for her, has he?
I think the way that they talk about it in confessions or confessional is that they both talk about it before they make a decision. So I think that they both feel they know each other's very smart, and now they just don't trust each other over this vote thing. Which is like, what do you do in that situation if you're in Survivor and you're like, okay, you hold on to the idol, and then they don't give it back? Like, do you have to like fight that person, or like they just have it until they knowingly give it back? Like,
how? What does that work? Okay, remember on what was it? Was it Heroes versus Villains when Colby and then was it Heroes versus Villains?
Was this sad Colby?
That? Oh my god, it was sad.
Oh, that was the best.
Annoying. Sad Colby's so annoying. So when
just
they went
give her
to
the thing, God.
see the movie, and I forget the two women's name, and they're both iconic. And I just remember Colby because he was just like a sad sack that whole season. We're even mean to his brother. But they were watching the movie, and she saw one of the villains who was like Parvati's number 2. I forget her name. And then also, I don't remember her name. You guys tell me what her name is.
Yeah, they were fighting over she found in the popcorn.
Yes.
And then they fought over it. And Cody was like, let's watch the shitty movie. Come on, guys. I mean, the SH movie, guys. Come on.
I can say shitty. Colby was such a sad, Amanda
and Danielle.
He was such a sad sack. I mean, I can understand why. I think now when people do lists of like, I think someone just came out with a list on YouTube. I forget which YouTuber of like Jeff's least favorite survivors. Colby's one of them because he was such a bummer.
They should make Kobe edits, but with like emo music of that season.
He was so
cut my life into pieces. Cody, would you like to play? No!
This is my
It's my
last
last
season.
resort.
I mean, that's what maybe they should have done. I would have liked to see Ricardo and Shannon. just wrestle
Suffocation.
for it.
No breathing. Guys, you can vote me out. I don't want to play anymore. Don't give a fuck if I had them all breathing.
This is my last
Last
season.
season.
Yeah, such a sad clown. Seriously. Okay. So Ricard, he was like, I was worried that you were going to blindside me, so I did not want to give it back to you, which I get that. And then Shan with the, what did you risk? Ooh. And then Ricard said, I'm afraid of you having, or he said in his confessional, he was afraid of her having 2 advantages in this game. And then the next day, Shan asks if he's going to give it back to her and the extra vote. And he's like, meh. And then finally he gives it back to her. And then, like Xchel said, she says, you can have the next one, okay? And he was like, oh, thanks so much for giving me permission. They were just both so sassy to each other. And I felt that in my butt because that's how I am today. Okay?
That's like how husband and wives are sassy to each other. They're like married couple.
Yes, Xchel's been with me so long that he can come up with a song for any situation too. Just like me. Then we go to Yasa and they open their tree mail and they get really excited because they're like, oh my gosh, is it going to be a merge? I hope it's a meal. We're very hungry.
They did get merge.
They say it's going to be a merge. And first, we're going to have some fun. That's what it says in the tree mail. So that leaves a little bit of like, ooh, a clue. Something's going to happen. They dance. And Xander's like, I feel great with these women. I feel so good. I'm boom. And Liana's like, I'm cutting Xander the minute I can because he thinks he's too comfy. He thinks he's outplaying me. I want to be the one to tell him, you are not, sir. And so that was kind of fun to see. Liana.
I feel bad for Xander, but he's getting played like a fiddle.
I don't feel bad for Xander. Like, read the room, bro. Read the room, bro.
So he should just, hey, I want to evict myself. I'm reading the room. Is that what you want him to do?
Not evict, big brother. No, I mean, it's not the women's fault that he just doesn't get that he's low on the totem pole. Like, he just doesn't get it.
Well, he doesn't get it because he doesn't have the same information that you and me have from watching the show.
But also,
they treat him like,
bro.
That's so hard about Survivor. It's like you treat everybody like your best friends and then they get stabbed in the back.
But you're a young guy with a bunch of advantages. You shouldn't be so comfy. You should still be a little worried that you're going to be a target come the merge.
Oh, okay.
You know
I disagree with you.
All right. It's not a it's a vote, Xchel. That's what Derek Daybed said this season. He votes. So Liana, like I said, chomping at the bit to let him know who's really in charge. Then we go to Luvu, and they're worried that they've never been to tribal council. So they're like, we don't really know who's aligned or what people will do. And then Nasir, in his he would definitely be on Heroes if there was another Heroes versus Villains, which I hope there is. And he was like, hey guys, we're 6. Let's stay together till the end. Deal? And
he's going
like,
home next week.
I know. I thought it was going to be this week before I found out no one was going home. I was like, they're setting Nasir up to get him out because he's so trusting. And right away, Deshaun is like, cute. We just have to stay. We are broken. We are shattered. And we have to stay together for this one vote, hopefully. And then we'll see what happens.
Well, he's not trusting. He's also sneaky. He thinks no one knows that he has an idol, but everybody knows. So
I know. Tracy says, oh, yes. Thanks for your permission. Is marital sass at its best? Yes, it really is. It's that like passive aggressive. I wanted blood this week. Yes, Alexandra, I did. I wanted blood. Okay. So then Jeff talks to the camera again. He breaks the fourth wall like we've seen him do this season because it's a season like no other season. And he's like, do you want to do the little impression of Jeff? You want to be?
You got it.
Nice? Okay.
You got it.
I'm at home watching.
No, you got the impression. I said you got it.
I got it. Okay, I thought you had it. Okay, so you eat popcorn. You're watching me, and you're really happy because I'm sexy Jeff, okay?
Jeff's so sexy this season.
I
wish he wasn't married.
All right. You guys, okay. There's no tribal.
What?
They don't know this. Only you guys know this, okay? It's only day 12.
This episode sucks.
Okay.
No tribal.
A sassy girl named Joleen watching this who's going to shit on this idea.
I have to go pick up my Chipotle. God damn it. Why can't you make things for me that are delicious, Xchel? It's bullshit.
Okay,
fucking shit.
Clearly, No F-bombs. Okay, so clearly somebody is upset at home. Maybe a girl named Joleen. All right, she's probably
Bullshit.
sweating. That's why she's mad. All right.
Why do I have upper lip sweat?
I was like, can you see it?
No, that was just comedic effect. You don't actually get that.
Okay. Day 12. Good. These guys are about to find out. I feel like Jeff's hair is like, he's pretty
He
good.
does that. That's why he wears his hat. Yeah.
They're about to find out that nothing is easy and nothing is guaranteed. Okay. So the biggest twist so far this year is coming down with old Chef Quinones. All right. Come on in, everyone.
Hi, I have a question, Jeff.
Sure.
Isn't this episode going to suck because no one's getting kicked out tonight?
No, this is episode like nothing else. I'm looking directly into the camera, which means I mean business. I let a couple of my grays grow in for this season, all right? We're coming off a Panakuchen, and our job is to confuse you. We want to confuse the shit out of the audience. So come on in, everyone. All-inclusive chef is here, all right? So he is like, you guys, everybody, drop your buffs. I thought I was going to change the name for this season, but I decided to stay with buffs. But I might go to boofs. Drop your boofs. Because it's time to not merge. No, technically we're not merging. Okay, we're going to do a challenge. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do a challenge where the winners.
Chell, do you want to go to Chipotle with me?
But you guys don't know this yet, so I'm still talking to the audience. So
why don't you want to go to Chipotle with me? I'm going to Palm Desert one. Why can't we go together? You have to watch the episode. This is so bullshit. I hate this episode.
Okay. Winners will have to send one person away. All right. And that will give that person power. They don't know that. They're over here, but I'm pretending that they're not here yet. Okay?
Chell, you're going to have to take notes while I'm gone. Don't be sassy. Take notes.
And what they do with that power may ruffle some feathers. Chef Quinones. Okay. So.
God, this episode is so boring. I'm going to go pick up Chipotle. You write notes, okay?
I'm Xchel now. I don't want to write notes.
I'm Joleen now. Why can't you make food for me? You've been doing the last hour and a half. I could at least take half a bite of a kofta. I'm so rude.
Then Jeff says, for the moment, they are without a buff and a tribe. So you dropped your buffs, but right now you're without a buff and a tribe. So you must earn your way into the merge. All right, everybody. We're going to draw for teams. All right, everybody.
They did rocks. Yeah.
Okay. But then he's like, we got obstacle course. You're going to do this challenge.
These are the notes that I wrote, right?
First team to finish wins a
they're
meal.
They're good notes.
A proper buff, and doesn't have to participate in the first individual immunity challenge. However, we're still very much twisting it up. 2 people are going to have to draw gray rocks, okay? And those 2 people who draw gray rocks, you can't play. You cannot play in this little challenge, okay? So you will sit on the side. And then who stays out of the 2 of you is decided by the winning team. Is anyone confused yet? All of you? F yeah, America. Okay, so then they draw rocks. Nasir and Erica get the gray rocks, so they go over to the side. Erica's like, crap. And
I like Erica because she could tell everything she's thinking with her eyes. She wears her emotions on her face.
She was like,
yeah, exactly like that.
but I wore a cute headband.
Aww.
With pearls on it. Okay, and Nasir's like, cool. Survivor experience. Awesome. You guys got my back? Cool. Deshaun, Danny. Penis Alliance? Awesome. Okay, so then they go to the side. So the blue team ends up being, when they draw for teams, for those who can play, it's Deshaun, Danny, Evie, Ricard, and Sydney. And the yellow team is Xander, Heather, Liana, Tiff, and Shan. So Xander, again, is with all women. He's so lucky. Mm-hmm. He's so lucky. He's a star. So first they have to dig up a very big and very heavy boulder. The yellow and the blue. Mm-hmm. Then the blue, right away, Jeff says blue has physical advantage because blue's got basically all of Luvu, who's been undefeated. Yeah. And they have this like streak. They have a professional athlete. They got Deshaun. They got Nasir.
Yeah, anytime there's a professional athlete on your team, you're guaranteed winning.
Unless it's that one season where it's that football guy with the wife and he was kind of a dick. I forget his name too. You guys will put it in the
Are you
chat.
talking about millennials?
No.
Because there was a football guy who turned lawyer. It's a different one.
No, it's like a hey, who's bed? Have your boots been under? Boot scoot boogie. Like and his wife was on with him. It was like the family season.
Oh, okay.
You guys know who I'm talking about. Okay.
Jay Cutler? Was it Jay Cutler? His wife forced him on TV.
Culpepper.
Was Culpepper for real?
Yeah. Not Dante Culpepper, like some other guy. I think his name was Culpepper. He was this white guy that was annoying. And then his wife was there. His wife got pretty far. Is it Wentworth? Culpepper? One of the two. Okay. One of them was Boot Scoot and Boogie. Brad Culpepper. Have you heard of him, Joe?
Is that the same Brad that we saw this season? Because I liked him. Being hashtag bring back Brad.
Chell's obsessed with Brad from this season.
I liked him.
No, do you know? Because you know foosball. Do you remember who Brad Culpepper is?
Mm-mm. No, I don't remember.
He's not even worthy. I did not like him. And his wife's name was Monica. Okay.
Was his wife nice at least?
I mean, she was better than him, but
He was sassy.
Yeah. I didn't like him.
Was he sassy because he thought he was better than everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, why are these people making me lose?
He was just like, he was yucky. I didn't like him. He was like, oh, the guys stay together and the women's got the boobies and the boobies stay to the side. You know, he was like that kind of guy. No boobies can move.
He wanted an all-guy alliance, excluding his wife?
Well, his wife was on a different tribe because they split him up. I think. And she repped her fam hard. She did.
I don't mind an all-guy. I don't mind an all-guy alliance in this season. Because right now they're the underdogs.
No, they are not.
Yeah, there's fewer of them than there are women. So I always root for the underdog.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay.
What is wrong with saying that? I want the underdogs to win.
No boobies. No, you got the boobies? You better go to the side with the boobies. Okay? Go feed your babies. Chell, you're canceled. You just got canceled, Chell.
For what? The guys are the underdogs in this season. I would see if like all the girls were being eliminated. Yeah, I'd be like, go girls.
Like every other season.
I guess I haven't watched a lot of Survivor in order to be upon the situation where I'm all like rooting for women all the time.
We're joking with you, but
okay.
Sort, but not really. Like okay, no, we all have our own opinions, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Blue easily takes the lead because they got all this manpower, and it's this giant boulder that Jeff's like, it's so heavy, it's over the shoulder boulder holders, and then
I thought this was the most dangerous Survivor thing I've ever seen. I was really thinking that the boulder was going to fall on one of the people in the hole if we weren't careful.
That's
like it just seemed overly dangerous. This one, I didn't like it.
Yes. Ashley says wrong channel. Oh my god, that's so funny. Chell, this happens every season. The males fear. Yeah. It's just every like reality show, competition reality show we watch, the males are like, those two women talking? We better murder them. I mean, vote them out.
You know what it is? It's because people who are afraid of something, it's because they're doing it usually. So like the idea is like when cheaters are always accusing the other person of cheating, it's because essentially they're cheating. So I have 4 sheeps, better than 3. So I think it's like the guys are always planning to do the guy alliance, and then they're thinking the women are doing the same thing. But in this season, they actually are. So
yeah, well, the men always worry about that because the men always work together.
Yeah,
so they're always assuming the women do, and unfortunately, the women don't. And I'm just like, take them out. But you're right. They could have like Alexander just said, how funny would that have been if the boulder almost crushed them? Almost. Just almost, not really.
I feel like a broken leg. I don't think they would have showed the thing if someone broke their leg. So
no, they probably wouldn't have. Okay, so then Jeff goes, you gotta dig deep. This is a perfect saying for this one. You gotta dig deep. And we were like, oh, Jeff, stop. Blue's in the lead right away at first. And they get to the key station first. And then Yellow finally gets the ball out of the hole. And they're really putting like their heart into it. I did enjoy watching Yellow just not give up and do amazing.
Yeah, you don't ever want to see someone give up. That's the best.
Or just get completely annihilated unless you don't like that.
Well, you can see people get annihilated, but usually you're all about if they want to finish the thing after they get annihilated. I think back to the nurse, Suri. Remember that one challenge she couldn't do?
Yeah.
And then she finished it, even though the whistle blew, even though the game was over.
Suri.
So it's all, even if you get demolished, as long as you're willing to finish the challenge, people are all about you.
Those are the moments that we look forward to in Survivor, because it's like when you overcome something that you don't think you can do, So, okay. We have Blue is already up to the human ladder. So to get to the top, they have to human ladder themselves, okay? So that means the last person has to just scale the wall. The last person is Danny. Danny's amazing and professional athlete, and he just gets right up
scales
the wall.
It. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then Yellow gets, so then they start putting the puzzle pieces together. They have a puzzle, like a
Blue does.
slider.
Mm-hmm.
A slider,
Yep.
Blue does. Yellow is onto the human ladder. And it's a little more difficult for them because they don't have these big guys just lifting them up. Xander, again, is at the bottom of the human ladder, and he does a very good job as well. Not as easily as Danny does, but Xander's very athletic as well and has, done quite good things in the physical comps. So to see them all get up there and to see like Tiffany pulling Heather, it was really cool. And to see Shan just like boss it, and to see Leanna like grab on and pull herself when it looked like she was going to fall. That was pretty rad.
Whoa.
That
I was really proud of Yellow.
My sassiness. Me too. I was proud of them
Yeah.
too. So then Blue is at the puzzle, and Blue's taking a long time. And Jeff sees Yellow get up the human ladder, and Jeff says, that is one of the most amazing displays of teamwork I've ever seen in this game. Really, Jeff? Wow. What a
You don't think he was
compliment.
just saying that for the camera?
Well, he didn't look directly at the camera and say it. So I think he
This
meant-
time.
Yeah, when he looks at the camera, I'm like, Jeff, look away. Look away. Then Yellow starts the puzzle, and Yellow right away, Xander kind of looks over at Blue, and he was like, merge feast. But it's too late. Ricard is moving pieces around, standing next to Danny, and they get merge feast. And that means Blue gets the official merge buff. They get the meal, and they get to choose a person who is basically going to Exile Island. So they get to choose one person who's going to join them and gets the buff and gets the meal and gets
Nasir. They choose Nasir.
They choose Nasir.
And Erica has to go to Exile Island. And then Jeff asked the group. How did you decide? And then that's when they said rock, paper, scissors. But in confessionals, we found out that there's a guys alliance brewing. Testicles stick together, guys.
Oh, gross.
Testicles stick together.
Stick to your leg. Gross. You guys are nasty with your testicles. Hey, speaking of testicles, hi, Nana. She says, hi, kids. Nana says, night-night. Love or
Hi,
like,
Nana.
love, and subscribe. Peace. We love you, Nana. We love you, Nans. We'll see you Friday.
Send Kringle.
Yes, send a Kringle. Okay.
Send a Kringle.
So, Blue is going to the sanctuary for a proper meal. They get their proper buffs, and they choose Nasir, like Xchel said. Erica is going off, and
dudes. Ovaries.
Erica's uterus. So Erica is getting kind of, she's like, oh my God, the merge is happening. So everyone so also the Blue team, they do not have to compete in the first individual immunity, correct?
Yeah, that's they don't have to compete. They're safe.
So they're safe too. Okay.
Yellow. I will say that if I was in Nasir's shoes, I wouldn't have celebrated so hard next to Erica when I got picked. I'd been like, I'm really sorry. It's not my decision.
I would have hugged her and been like, I'll sneak some food back like a chipmunk in the back of my mouth for you or something.
Because he basically was like, yeah. Like if the camera's Erica's face, he was like, I got picked. Yeah.
So, hashtag Nana for Survivor. That would be hilarious. I think Nana would actually be pretty good because she doesn't complain. She's used to sweating a lot and she loves hard work in her garden.
She's good at social game.
She's good at social, and she will easily go to the bath. Like she never has a problem going to the bathroom. She will go to the bathroom.
She could waterlog. Yep, she'll waterlog.
Well, sometimes we visit. We're like, Nana, close the door. She's like, well, I just want to talk to you guys. We're like, no, that's inappropriate. Yep. It's inappropriate. Okay.
She has no shame.
Decency.
She'll poop anywhere.
She's flashed us. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen it all. We've seen it all. Okay. So she's a hippie from the 60s and 70s. You know, she's it's an areola. You seen one, you've seen them all. No, you shouldn't see your moms. You should not see your moms. Okay. So Erica goes off. She cries. You know, she's got to be on exile. She doesn't have anything. And Yellow gets to go back and have a little bit of rice. A little bit of rice. Okay. So Yellow heads to Luvu while Blue heads to the sanctuary. And then Erica heads to Exile Island. And Erica knows that she wasn't going to be picked. She's like, I know I wasn't going to be picked. So fine. So then at the Xander starts talking to Nasir when they come back from the merge feast. So they have the feast and then they do the rice and then they combine the two and Erica's still at exile. So Xander is right away talking to Nasir and Nasir's like, I got you, bro. And Nasir's like, you're doing great. You are basically so strong and fantastic.
I got your back.
He put a target on his back. Like he already pointed out that he had a target in front of people. And then he was like, I got your back, bro. And then Xander's like, okay, thank you. But Xander talks to him a little bit more and is saying,
I think you did miss a little bit though, because you missed the part where Tiffany found out about Shan had mentioned in front of Tiffany and Liana that Liana has an advantage that she didn't share with anybody. And so Shan was very messy in that sense. You know, I think because Shan felt very comfortable to be around her.
But Tiffany too?
No, just Leanne in general. She's like, oh my God, I've been so stressed out at my camp because I'm fighting with my partner. Now I see you, I've had this amazing connection with. I can feel like I breathe. I don't have to worry about anything. Hey, how's your advantage going? So I think it was Shan's being messy because she's like too comfortable around her. But then now it's like Tiffany knows. And then Tiffany's like, you know, in person, she's like, oh, that's great. I wouldn't tell anybody anything. But in confessional, she's all like, okay, well, you got to go.
Which sucks because Tiffany and Evie and Liana had built up this rapport. And it's like, Shan, that's too messy. You're bringing over your Ricard drama into Liana's world.
But if anything from the season is that anytime Tiffany wants to put a plan into action, she's just such a not someone that people listen to that it never goes through. So it's like, even if Tiffany knew something about you, you would be safe because nobody really trusts Tiffany.
And yeah, she's too paranoid. She's proven to be a paranoid. Well, at least to her tribe. And it'll come off to other people as well. Yep. So then Danny immediately is like, okay, well, Erica isn't here. So, and Sydney's the same way. So we're clearly going to just
everyone agrees.
Yeah. Let's just this will be easy. And this happens all the time on Survivor. The person, that's why Erica was so upset to go to this exile island for a couple days while they're merging, getting to know each other, because she's missing out on valuable time to make alliances and to meet people. And it puts a huge target on your back to be the one voted out.
Yeah.
So then we have talk between Shan, Liana, Deshawn, and Danny, and they're talking about being people of color on Survivor and how previous seasons of Survivor, there wasn't a ton of representation similar to previous seasons of Big Brother. And Shan says this is the most diversity she's ever seen and representation on a season of Survivor. And they basically agree, the four of them, to work together. And I had some like Cookout 2.0 feelings from just watching the season of Big Brother, because they were like, let's make history.
I disagree with that statement, because I do remember that one Survivor that there was Cowboy, and the winner of that season was there was the four different tribes. There's the white people, the Asians, Hispanics, Cook Islands. And so I remember that as being very diverse, just as much as this season. So I think in the thing that is different about this one is everyone's so interwoven, right?
Yeah,
in Cook Islands, it was segregated, and they wanted to see what that was like. But it was just as diverse as the season, I think.
Oh, okay. So were you excited for this foursome? I'm very excited for this foursome.
Yes and no, because, you know, I think like I would want Nasir to be a part of that, and Erica. I want that to be a part of it too. I'm excited because it's never happened in Survivor, but I want all the people
Do you
of
think they'll
color.
ask the other POCs, or do you think it'll just be like
I
the Black
think if they
Alliance?
do
Or
ask the other POCs, they'll be a part of it, but then the final four would be the Black Alliance. And then I also fear like what will happen in the future is that people on Survivor will be like, oh, there's going to be an all Black Alliance, so we have to get rid of the Black people first, because they've seen this season. And so then I'm like, I'm just worried about that in general. So, but
so are you worried? I'm sorry, can you explain that again? You're worried that they'll
yeah.
say,
So like in the future, it's like I saw last season, and it's like it'll be like in Big Brother next season where they're like, it was an all people of color alliance, so we gotta get rid of the people of color because they're too friendly.
The funny, or not the funny, but the irony is they were already doing that, which is why the cookout had to exist. And I feel like they've already done that on Survivor in the past, which is why this alliance might have to exist. So a lot of people were saying that you're setting a precedent with Big Brother, and it's like, but that precedent was already there, and if you look through the seasons, you will see that happened. So I do
feel like that precedent was there, but I think that the cohesiveness of the group actually stuck together this time. Like I really felt like they were just like, no matter what, even if it's detrimental to my own game, I stick to this. And that's something that I don't think we've seen in previous seasons of like Big Brother or Survivor. And I hope that is the case in this situation, that it's not just all hearsay. So.
It seemed like they were so passionate about it. And they were like, after this past year and stuff, like, we got to do this. So I really feel from just this episode, the edit we got, that they're all going to stick together, 4 of them. But I do wonder, I don't think they'll include Erica and maybe Nasir.
But I don't think so, because we'll talk about it at the end. But I really think Nasir is going to be the next one to go. And if they're sticking to that alliance, 3 out of the 4 people are going to be in that group with Nasir. And so I think it'll be the idea of this woman alliance. So how can I get the women on board, right? Vote a guy out. And then you have this people of color alliance who don't want to get rid of one of the 3 that are in that group. So I think it's going to be Nasir is the one that goes home next.
I hope not. I want Nasir to get far.
I think Nasir is great. I think he's just jovial, and he's just excited to be there. And that's what we all really love about life, is we always gravitate towards that person, especially like at work. You're like, hey, you're new here and you're so excited. Oh yeah, I like this job again. Yeah, I remember why I was excited. That's what Nasir is. It's like this excitement about Survivor that I think that other people don't really like to. They act too cool for school, where I think Nasir just shows how cool it is to be picked and like, oh, this is my moment, and I'm just gonna make the best out of it.
To be in the moment. Yeah, he's not trying to be cool. He's not trying to be anything but himself. And like Legacy saying, it was an alliance based off a common moral goal. Yeah, true to the cookout, and I think it'll be true to this alliance. Whatever. I know Survivor doesn't always have like names like Big Brother does, but just based off. It's not just based off like, hey, I like you, you're a great competitor.
Well, I would be also interested because Survivor, I think with Big Brother, at least I feel like it's more predictable in what's going to happen down the line. Whereas Survivor, they change it up, even at a production level where they're like, oh, this team's winning too much, so now we have to mix it up. So I would be interested to see if the production were to change anything so it forces them to make a very hard decision that they don't want to make.
Yes. And it looks like they changed something up because Erica is one night on exile by herself. She's struggling, but she said she kept it together with the fire, just managing the fire.
We learned about her backstory, which was that she was raised in Canada by Filipino parents who brought her to that country to have a better life. And that her on Survivor was like an homage to her parents of like, you sacrificed so much so that I could follow my dreams. And here I am showing what it is that all the hard work you put into has allowed me to follow this dream, which is really nice.
I like Erica.
Yeah, me too. And I like the idea that she has immigrant parents, and I totally am for a first generationer. even though she's first generation Canadian, but totally for her. She
Xchel is team first generation because you're first generation.
Yeah. And this year, thank you, Atharella. And this year does have a great edit. I think that they are showing him in the best light possible, which is good because I think right now there is a lot of Asian hate going on. And, that whole part of the world is included in that as well, So I think it's positive that they're showing that because I think, how are people introduced to other cultures, if not television? And, Survivor is such a broad show that it really introduces people who don't normally converse or talk to those type of people on a weekly basis, which is great.
And that's kind of why they don't need all these twists and turns and confusing, because I think the casting this season is so great. I was talking to a friend of mine I met through Valerie, the co-producer, Drew, and he's a big fan of Survivor, and he was like, I hate all these twists. Like, he's a huge fan, and he's like, it's too much. What are they doing? And I think they don't have to do this much because they have these great characters per se, and they have these great stories. And I do agree with you because this, hearing first generation stories and hearing immigrant stories is always going to be very important for the United States because that is what we are based on, despite people trying to forget that and revise our history. This country is based on immigration and immigrants. And so we need to keep hearing those stories so that we do, like you said, we learn through what we watch and see on TV, that we learn empathy and we keep understanding that is how we were formed.
And something that you said that was important was this idea of great casting. And I 100% agree with that because if anyone were to win from what we have left, I would be cheering them on because everyone in some way has some strong emotional pull that's pulling them towards this goal of living on an island, shitting in water, and eating nothing every day. It's like something you put yourself through, but everything has something to carry themselves on. So I wouldn't be mad if anyone who's left over would want. I mean, even during the yellow pushing the boulder up, I was cheering for the stay-at-home mom. Like, I was like, you could do it. It doesn't matter that it's difficult as long as you keep trying. Because for me personally, that's what I'm relating to right now. I just watched Demon Slayer Mugen Train, which is one of the movies. So Demon Slayer is his manga, and manga is a Japanese comic book graphic novel. But anyways, the idea here is that...
Is it like the book graphic novels?
No, manga is different.
Different genre.
There's this silliness about it, and then there's this really like darkness about it that is a common... It's like yin yang. It's really cool. I love that stuff. Anyways, the idea here is no matter how hard something may be, as long as you keep trying, it might take you a long time, but you can actually achieve those things. You just have to believe in yourself. And if someone else believes in you, then that's all you need to carry you to the finish line. So that's what I really liked about the yellow team completing. And I think in terms of Erica's case, which is great, like we're all seeing this, like people of Asian descent, like their backstories and them succeeding with Nasir. It's like so awesome. And with Erica, I was really proud of her for her to just be like, you know what? I'm really scared of this situation, to be on this island alone. This was my number one fear. I didn't want it to happen. But like, how empowering is it for her to just be like, you know what? I'll start a fire. And look, I got water and rice and I'll be okay. I'll be okay. So that was really cool.
You focus on one thing and there's one thing you can't do. You think you can't do, but if you look at the whole island, you're like, this is too overwhelming. Oh my God. But if you're just like, I'm just going to make sure I have fire. That's very important. And I'm going to focus on that. And I think that is kind of like the antidote they say to anxiety is action. So if something scares you or something, take action in some way. Don't take on too much. But I think her taking that action was very, very important. Now I want to watch this Demon Slayer, and I feel like it has a similar theme to The Mayor of Easttown, which I just watched. We talked about with Kate Winslet, which was such an Evan Peters. It was
Give
such
her
an
an Oscar.
Show. Yeah, give her an Emmy. I don't know if she won an Emmy for it. I think Evan Peters was nominated, but it was so good. And hers was kind of like, no matter what trials and tribulations and loss happens in your life, you have to keep going. You got to wash the sheets. You got to take a shower. There are just things in life, it's not necessarily going to get easier, but there just is this pull in us that we have to keep going because things don't stop just because we suffer loss, unfortunately.
Yeah. And you will suffer loss and you will be sad and life will be hard at times, but life doesn't stop. Time doesn't stop. And you have to continue to keep living because In my series with Demon Slayer, it's about like to honor those who have passed. You continue to keep living. They never really die as long as you remember them. So
that's beautiful. I just remember Nana when she lost both of her parents. She was like, I remember she said she was mad because she said, I was mad that everyone's life just went on like nothing happened, and I had suffered this great loss, and I was like, how can the sun still rise? How can people still go to work? How can people still laugh? But that unfortunately is what life is.
Well, that's what I love about being a comedian, is in the sense like laughter is the thing that keeps driving me personally. It's my love, it's my passion, and I think that
it's therapy too, how you deal with stuff.
But to bring some sense of levity to a situation is how I deal with dark things. But also it's like, the guy who makes everybody laugh, everyone feels good. And no matter what they're going through at home, it's like for a minute they can let go of that. And that's what stand-up has always been to me. Like I remember being really depressed going to a stand-up show and then leaving, and I'm being like, wow, my whole attitude has changed. And just for like that hour, like the feeling just changed, so. Yeah.
I love it. And behind on the comments, but Alexandra said, do producers encourage alliances to make those corny names on Big Brother? They do, because I think they have to cover the show for so long, for 3 months or whatever. And for them to keep up and for them to narrate, it's easier than being like Caleb, Derek, Doofus and Buttface decided they're like, make them an alliance so we don't have to say everybody's name and there's different pairings. It's just easier that way.
I'm sure if people made up their own names, they would get a little bit of spiciness to it. That would be like, I don't know if that's a good one. Like they'd be like, we're White Brotherhood, and you're just like, you know what you're saying. Yeah.
Alexander said, Demon Slayer for the win. Yes, Tracy, I was proud of her too. And Mayor, you guys, if you have HBO Max, watch Mayor of Easttown. I had been waiting, and I wish I wouldn't have waited so long. And now I wish I had never seen it, so I can see it again for the first time.
You said I have to watch it so we could talk about it. So
you have to watch. It's like those are those kind of shows where I'm like, you have to watch it right now. You have to be watching that. You have to be watching Dope Sick. Like they're just having such important conversations.
Reservation Dogs.
I have to watch Reservation Dogs. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're sharing white people stories. I'm sharing people of color stories.
Right? Like I need to get on it. I'm trying to think of like a show that I haven't watched that I've watched recently that isn't a white person story. Besides, no, for real. Like what? I'm watching Monica Lewinsky, that lady, impeachment.
White person
what
story.
Other shows do I watch?
But female
American Horror
forward.
Story.
That's female forward, so that's good. White person, American Horror Story.
What else do I watch? Because I'm like, what do I watch? No, besides all these like Survivor.
I love Michael Keaton. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but that's all white people. So you gotta branch out your people of color.
Graciela, thank you. Well, what show should I be watching?
Reservation Dogs. Start there.
I keep wanting to say Reservoir Dogs, Reservation Dogs, but I feel like did I watch anything else? Did I watch anything lately that's not completely whitewashed?
Well, you've been watching a lot of YouTube drama, and that stars a lot of people of color. So that's like. Right?
With one white man ruining it all. Cody Campbell said the main reason producers intervened in BB Alliance names is copyright reasons. For example, they can't name an alliance Freaks and Geeks. Oh, which was such a good show too.
Yeah. White person stories.
I feel like I watched something, but maybe I just can't think of it offhand.
I mean, the good news, and this is a very dark joke that's coming up, is you watch Dateline, which is white people death stories. But it's like
it is mostly white people that die in those stories.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of white women. Yeah.
Yep.
Like women in general, white women.
Yep. You got to branch out.
Oh dang! I watched that girl Monica Lewinsky. I got to find out what channel. I wanted to watch. It's on FX. It's FX. It's super, super, super good. Okay.
But you're always interested in stories that involve female. And I think the Monica Lewinsky story is a very good idea of how women were treated.
Yes, and it's come so far to that whole story has, because early on it was like in the 90s, it was like slut shame, Monica's a whore, all this stuff. And
Late
Bill
night
Clinton
television, lots of
essentially
shorts. Yeah.
was just sliding under. Well, he's a man. What do you expect? And now we're finding out there's all these layers to it. Her age, the power dynamic. He's president of the damn United States. He should not be having sexual relations or any kind of inappropriate relationships with his subordinates and people that aren't on the same power, because you don't carry. If you don't carry the same power, it can't truly be a reciprocal, equal relationship. That's why bosses shouldn't really fraternize with people they work for, whether they're women or men. We've seen, you and I worked in politics, and we saw that happen with women and men. For some reason, women and men senators, they love to hook up with their staff. It's gross. It's so, and you're just like,
I didn't hook up with anybody.
You weren't a senator.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, I worked for the Senate. Nobody wanted to touch this piece of ace.
Oh, I worked for the Senate when I was 21, 22. And then was I like 23, 24? And let me just tell you, the things that were said to me. Today I could go online and do all the exposed videos had I been.
Do it.
It's too late now.
Oh, got it.
What? You waited too long.
Now they're like, you really?
No, the ages. I'm like, no way, women, past the age of 29 can be hit on, and you're like, we can, or I should say, harassed, because unfortunately, we can't. So back to this after our little tangent, which with things that we're watching.
So what does Erica get? Because Jeff comes to the island. Do the Jeff impression. He coming to the island.
What's up? Nice underpants. Oh, those
Thanks.
are your bikini bottoms.
These are my
I don't
bikini
talk
bottoms.
like that. I'm Jeff, okay? I'm not.
You're married.
gross. Yep, I'm married. Anywho, how do you like my hair?
It looks
Sprinkle of
nice.
Silver, salt, and pepper. Cool.
I like that you let the
Anyway.
grace. Okay, you talk. I'm
Erica,
not
how are you feeling? How are you feeling, Erica?
I was going to say that I feel good, but you kept interrupting me, Jeff. So
Okay, well, it's my show. Anyway, but seriously, I love women. Cool. Just a little quieter.
Okay, sit at my camp without me inviting you.
Okay, so he's sitting there, or she's sitting there, he's sitting there, and she's, telling him, like, I struggled and stayed with the campfire. And he's like, well, guess what? What they don't realize is they think that they gave you, just exile.
Oh, okay.
But this is actually an advantage if you choose to take it. Okay?
What?
This could be the biggest advantage, the biggest twist we've ever seen. Right,
What?
camera?
What?
I already told the people at home. Look in the camera, Erica.
What?
Right, guys? Yep.
What?
So here's what's going to happen. I am
Okay.
going to put one of those time things. What are they called? Sand through the hourglass.
Time
So
thing?
are the days
a
of our
watch?
lives.
Oh, hourglass. Okay.
Yes, an hourglass, like sands of the hourglass. So the days of our lives.
Jeff, are you high?
I am.
Okay.
And if you smash, I'm high all the time. Bro, I wear cargo pants. Every guy that
Okay.
wears cargo pants every day is high, just so you know, including
Can
your
you
dad.
share
Okay.
at least? I mean, you're sitting at my
No.
campfire. Okay, never mind.
You have to struggle. Okay, I don't. I'm Jeff. Mark Burnett Productions. Anyways, so at any time you can smash this. And I say anytime, but I mean by
Jeff?
tomorrow morning.
Jeff,
Yes.
your hair is getting in your face.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
I mean, equal rights, right? That ERA should already be done by now. It's a shame it's not. Anywho. All right. So
Hey,
back
I
to-
noticed that you gendered babe. Maybe you can non-gender it for me, please?
You know what? Ricard told me to do it. So
Okay,
not my
got
fault.
it.
Not my
Got
fault.
it.
We're gonna put it
Got
all on Ricard. Yeah, he's gonna take the heat on Twitter. I was just throwing out an idea. All right.
Okay, got
So there you go. What are your pronouns? Okay, let me know. All right.
Wait, so what am I getting? You presented this hourglass.
Sorry, I'm just going.
Your
Okay.
hair's getting in your face again, Jeff.
Damn it, I'm sexy. All right, hold on. Mark Burnett, pause. Did sexy. All right, here's what's gonna happen. You can do the this shit never existed advantage.
What?
If you
You
smash this hourglass,
Okay.
that means we can act like none of this ever happened. I was never here. You were never in your underwear. You never made a fire. And what happens instead is the people that lost, including yourself, so the yellow, Xander, and the ladies. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't learn all the ladies' names. That's a lot of
Okay.
ladies. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you will actually be the ones who are safe. And the
Oh.
blue team,
Yeah.
then they will actually be open for tribal.
Oh, wow.
And they can be, I think that's how it goes. I don't know. Did I get it right?
So the team with the majority of people of color, I would put them on the block.
Excuse me?
So all the people of color are on one team, except for like Shan, who's on the yellow team.
Luvu. Yeah, and Liana. Yep. But
Yeah.
okay, so so your old tribe, Luvu.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Basically, all of those people.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them. Nasir,
Yeah.
Deshaun, Danny,
Yeah.
Sydney,
Yeah.
and Evie.
Yeah. What
So
do I have to do,
they-
Jeff? What do I have to do to make this happen?
You have to smash the glass.
Okay. How long
And
do I
then
have to think about this?
You have till tomorrow morning.
Your hair's in your face.
Damn, I'm sexy. Yep. And if you choose that, I mean, it's a big decision. It's a big decision.
I'm going to make a decision to be continued.
She said, who the F is Sydney? Sydney's that woman that walks around that's like, we need to get rid of Erica because she heard that Erica was coming for her. So Erica, we go to like, Erica's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is a big decision. We're like, we know what you're going to do. You're going to smash the glass because no way you can be given this kind of power. You don't smash the glass. If she doesn't smash the glass, Xchel,
she could go home.
Then it's just how it is, which is she's on the chopping block and she knows. She's like, well, I'm going to make some enemies because the people that'll be up to compete and ultimately maybe go to tribal are going to be Luvu. But it's like you're her old tribe, but it's like they want you gone and you know that, and you said that. You said you knew they would pick Nasir over you and you feel like you're on the bottom, so smash the glass. Well,
she just said that, I'm going to make enemies because that's what the producers told her. She knows she's at the bottom. I mean, if it was me, I would be like, I don't need time, Jeff. I'm just going to do it now.
Yeah, I would smash it over Jeff's head. Thank you, Jeff. And I would just...
Hey, Jeff, there's hair and blood on your face.
Ooh, sexy, I don't know why we have to wait till next week because anyone who's a fan of the show and got on the show, I feel like in the situation that Erica's in right now would smash the glass. That's ridiculous.
Also, I just want to say that there are not a lot of episodes of Survivor this year. So there's going to be, I think there's going to be doubles pretty soon.
It's a shortened season.
Yep. I was just looking how many episodes there were.
So Dawn said that Sydney's a mermaid. Yep, she's the one that spearfishes, says she's a mermaid, and she's big on that anti-Erica energy. She definitely is.
She wants to be Parvati, right? That one?
I felt like she was trying to give me Parvati energy, but I don't know. Nancy says she has no choice.
You have to.
Like
if she doesn't use this advantage, this season sucks. It sucks.
It's all on your shoulders, Erica, and she knows it too. We're
basically watching hoarders. Someone use a fucking advantage. Jesus Christ.
They're all going home with it. Legacy says, I would have smashed the hourglass before Jeff even made it back on the boat. Sorry, not sorry. And the other people are going to be mad. They're going to be mad either way. They don't like you, Erica. You picked up on that energy. They had a chance to bring you with them. That's a mistake they're going to have to live with. And that is part of the game.
I think she smashed it.
A lot of these choices, whether it be, the family trips, when people win the family advantage and they're able to spend more time with their family members, and then they pick certain people, there's consequences that come with that. You might piss off the wrong person who gets power, and then you're next on the chopping block. So that's just a part of the game. Sydney is remembered for, I'm good looking and sassy as hell. Don't hate me. Does the losing team go to tribal? Sorry, I glazed over as he was explaining on Exile because, again, I didn't understand.
If she smashes the hourglass, the losing team becomes a winning team, and the winning team has to fight for immunity. So whoever wins immunity will be okay. NFL player, and then the other people will. Thank you. Yeah, right, Dream Sketcher. Someone has to use the power. So basically, the winning team becomes losing team becomes a winning team. So that's what happens if she smashes the glass. And we saw
the reality, the current reality.
We saw the preview for next week, and her eyes says she smashed that glass.
Erica's not a dummy. She said she's strategic. She came up to Deshaun and she was like, look, I'm playing under the radar, but I'm really not. Unfortunately, that backfired. And then Deshaun was like, we got to get rid of Erica.
Happen.
She's smart. She's smart because she came off smart. He already assumed she was smart. So there you go. And she looked to be more of a threat. But she's exact. I mean, she's just, like I said, she's smart. She's no dummy.
I was kind of hoping that the power would bring back Brad. I mean, it's a back in time power. This
Brad
is the perfect opportunity for Brad to come back. I'm going to get a Brad shirt. I need a Brad shirt.
I think Xchel's the only Brad superfan out there, and I only think he's a Brad superfan.
Can we interview Brad for this podcast? I would love that. I'll reach out to him if you're okay.
I'm honestly, listen, you should do it. You should reach out to Brad and get an interview, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go ahead, Xchel. Go ahead. Talk to
I will. I'll be like,
what are you going to ask Brad?
I really enjoyed his enthusiasm, and I would say something like, what was your favorite moment playing the game? Because I was really cheering for you the whole time.
Spying on people, running around, being manic. I love it.
You're not a good Brad. That does. You're not likable. You're not Brad.
Michelle said Erica has been talking about being a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes, and making that big move. She has to smash it. She has to.
If she doesn't smash it, the season is a waste. They've been giving these people like so many advantages, and nobody wants to use it.
What an interesting study Tracy just brought up. Speaking of Sydney, there was a study in Australia that
Tracy,
people with at least
don't lie. You're lying to please my wife, and I don't appreciate it.
And prosperous people.
Yeah, not me.
Tracy, thank you for sharing that. I think that was in the New England Journal of Medicine.
I think Joleen and I talked about this before, and I was not sure.
How could I have prepped Tracy to say that? Like, I would never, right, guys? Dawn says, no, not Brad. Oh my God, get Brad. Seriously, Xchel, you should reach out to Brad.
I'm going to reach out to Brad.
I bet you he's got a landline. You probably have to landline him.
He's got AOL. I don't know. But Brad, if he could devote at least 30 minutes to us, I would be really happy.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Okay, so you're going to ask Brad how he conditions
favorite moments, what he would do different, of course. Normal Survivor stuff. Who did you feel closest to? Who did you feel far away from? You know, if they asked you back, what would you do different?
All right. Do you know I can apply with? Should I apply with CBS so we can be official affiliates so we get the interviews? I don't think we'll get it. I don't think
they'll. I've seen your channel. It is not CBS safe.
Well, maybe you have to do it on your channel because you're much.
I've seen my channel, and it is very small, and it is not CBS drawing in quality.
Sarah sent it to me because I go, Sarah, like, is there a way to apply for this? Because I never thought I wanted to, but then after Big Brother, I was like, maybe I'll just see, maybe I'll try for you, Survivor.
It's like you're totally like championing certain people, and then it's like if they don't, like you would want to interview them because you want to know everything about the game, and you're such a fan. And so when they don't do your show, I really think it's more of like the CBS tells them to stay away from certain people who aren't approved, and I think that your channel brings up a lot of points that are poignant of the times, and sometimes that just doesn't agree with CBS. So
I'll be critical of it and casting and diversity and stuff, and then they're like, ask them if they liked the food in the house, and then do that. Tracy, oh my God, Tracy just coming in. You must have like read a whole bunch before this.
Tracy,
Dr. Fauci
I don't appreciate it.
That having at least 3 trees in your house keeps COVID away. Wow. What about people that keep their trees up too long? I don't think that's a thing, Michelle.
That's a thing. That's a total thing. All right, Joleen, we did talk about this in private.
This year, I want to decorate my white Christmas tree pink. Like my fairy godmother threw up all over it. Yes, 50 in time for a change. I love that. I got my new Treetopia tree. So November 1st, I'll be putting that one up at Monday instead of the black one that I have up right now for Halloween, even though I want the black one to be Christmas, but it's still out on the table. We're still going back. Negotiations are still out there. Okay. Oh my God. By the way, I read that CBS was considering Boston Rob and Tiffany Pollard for Celebrity Big Brother. I think that's amazing.
You would like that?
Yeah. I mean,
Tiffany Pollard is New York, right?
Yes. Can you imagine Boston Rob and Tiffany Pollard having to coexist and communicate? And what if they aligned?
Well, I think Boston Rob is not as sassy as when he was 20, so I think it wouldn't be as fun as if he was younger.
Well, no, I think it'd be better because when he was younger, he said stuff where you're like,
that's good television because Tiffany would be like, younger Tiffany would probably be like no. Voice her opinion and be like, yeah, very much so. So you would want to see that. That would be good television.
Tiffany Pollard on Celebrity BBUK was iconic.
Mm-hmm.
We have confirmed house guests for CBB US 3. Are you guys kidding me? Am I?
Uh-oh.
How could I gotta do a
Joleen
video.
has to do a video.
Oh my God. I'm sweating in the best way possible. Can you look this up?
CBS.
If they get Tiffany Pollard, we're getting a good
Celebrity.
season. We're getting a good season. That's just how it is.
We have Celebrity Returns.
Celebrity
Meet
Big
the
Brother.
famous cast.
CBB US 3.
Wednesday,
Oh my God.
February 7th. We have our cast.
Shut it. Shut your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yep. Do you want me to tell you, or are you going to make a video about this later?
There is a whole list?
Yep. No,
How
this is last year's.
Oh, Xchel. Are you looking at Tamar and Candy season and Tom Green and
No, I'm looking at Mark McGrath and Meta World Peace and Omarosa. Remember that one?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, you scared me. Oh my God, Meta World Peace was hilarious. When Ross Matthews was talking to him about game, Meta had no idea about Big Brother. He did no research. He just was like, "Can I go home now?" And when Ross was trying to talk to him, he was like, "Can you repeat that? Because when you were talking, I was just thinking about what I was gonna say. I wasn't listening. I was just thinking about." I was like, "Oh my God, it's iconic." So no confirms yet. Once there's a confirm,
Jolene's doing a video.
I'll be on here 24/7. Like, Celebrity warms my heart more than regular right now. It's just so good. Oh my God.
I really want to know who the celebrities are, but now I don't know. Oh, wow.
No. Perez Hilton. Well, Perez Hilton was on CBB UK and he was very sassy and he went toe-to-toe.
I wouldn't like Perez Hilton.
It's hard to, me and Xchel just watched the Brittany Murphy documentary and to know all the damage Perez did back in the day and all that energy he put out. But he was on CBB UK and he went toe-to-toe with this conservative pundit woman from the UK. I forgot her name, but she was pretty gross too. And then the two of them, it just, yeah.
No thanks.
Michelle, Meta voted wrong. And Omarosa and why am I forgetting the actress's name? Rudy Huxtable from The Cosby Show. Keisha, no, what is her name? You guys remind me. So they were like, no. He was like, he thought he was voting to keep someone that he voted out. They go, no, you were voting out. And he was like, what? They're like, Meta. He's like, I voted for, who was it? That wrestler guy with the cauliflower ear. He's like, I voted for Chuck. He's like,
Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell. And to stay. He's like, no, you voted Chuck to leave. No, pretty sure I voted for him to stay. It was so freaking funny.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Atharella, don't apologize. You just made us all like super excited. Like, just troll me with fake CBB casts every live. I don't even care. Like, just to get excited about something is so fun.
So I think she'll use it. Do you think she'll use it?
Yes, I think 100,000%.
If she uses it, do you think Nasir's going home?
I hope not. I hope it's just
think
Sydney.
he is. I think he'll go home.
I think he will too, though. But why can't Sydney go?
And last question: if Erica does use the power, do you think her and Tiffany start becoming an alliance?
Okay, if Erica does use the power, do you think her and Tiffany? Well, her best bet would to be, since she's doing a solid for the yellow, is to go toward those women. However, two of those women are now aligned with two of the guys from Luvu who don't want her in the game, but it doesn't hurt to try to align yourself with the people.
I just think this is an opportunity for like the people who are at the bottom of the totem pole to align. And if Erica saves the 5 members, I think she can pull together Tiffany and some of the other people on that yellow team together to get some votes on their side. So
yeah, I don't think this is this is the best move for her. And I think if anything, those other people will be appreciative and she can definitely pull them in. I mean, Luvu was coming for her anyway. She was the first on their list of people.
Smash the glass. Smash the glass.
Smash the glass. Yes, like Legacy is saying, she can gain their trust. That's a big thing, and especially there's a lot of women in that one. She could even manipulate Xander because, listen, she might not be able to manipulate Deshaun because he's too smart, but she could definitely manipulate Xander because Xander right now is feeling comfy with his ladies, and they're like, we can't wait to cut Xander. We're so excited. We're gonna have a Xander gone party.
So without okay, we're both picking Nasir to leave, so we have to share the buff.
Where Nasir has to go, right?
Do you really think Nasir is going to go? Because you have to choose 2 other people if you think Nasir is going to go.
Well, we have Evie. I think there's a chance Evie could because she doesn't have the numbers on her side.
She has Tiffany on her. She has Tiffany, She has Tiffany
and Liana, and then she also has Xander. But
so I think she could throw the attention to because Tiffany will talk to Evie, and she'll probably put Liana on. She'll try to get Liana voted out.
No, Liana can't get voted out.
But I'm just saying that's what Tiffany will probably do.
Well, everyone in yellow is safe.
Yeah,
and
but
Liana was on yellow. So if she smashes the glass,
they
don't have to worry. The only people
Shan was on yellow.
Tribal, yeah,
Liana was on blue.
No. The only only 2 women on blue were Evie and Sydney.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Sydney. I would say Sydney.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a strong connection to anybody, so I think people would be willing to go.
I think the guys would be more willing to keep Nasir, and now Xander's made a connection, and she was campaigning around against Erica. That's going to get back to Erica. Erica's going to campaign
Sydney
against her.
Goes home. Sydney 2021.
We both say Sydney?
No, that was my pick. I said Sydney first.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll say Evie.
Okay.
Wait. Evie, I don't feel like she's going. I know Deshaun and Danny aren't going after they made a solid alliance with Shan and Liana, and I feel like Nasir and them wouldn't vote against them. So I'll say Nasir.
Okay, but we both agree on Nasir. I'm saying if Nasir doesn't go home, it's going to be Sydney, and you think it's Evie.
No, I think Sydney has the best chance of going home.
Who's going to win the buff, though, if we're both saying the same person?
Okay. Who do you want to say, Nasir or Sydney?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know
Sydney.
who I'll say.
Yeah, I don't think the producers will allow Nasir to go home.
I was going to say Sydney, so then I have to pick Nasir. So if Xchel or I are right, then the person who wins gets to wear the buff.
Yes. Hey Jeff, your hair and the blood is still in your face.
Did sexy.
All righty.
Catch you next episode. This is
Catch you next episode.
Thanks, guys. Don't forget to smash the like, leave a comment after it posts. It definitely helps us with the algorithm if you can comment on our video once it posts. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and all of my sassiness. I love you, my dear husband, Xchel. I had fun with you. Did you have fun with me?
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Look at he's waving. He's like, we gotta go. We gotta go. You guys are the best. Bye.
Bye.